If you're a really big overthinker, there's a really good chance that at some point you're going to deal with this cycle of overthinking, which is there's a lot going on in my life right now. I don't know how I'm going to deal with all this. This is stressing me out more, which is slowing me down. Life is giving me even more when I'm already dealing with enough stress, and this is stressing me out more and slowing me down even further, and the cycle just continues. And here's how I have learned to manage or deal with this kind of overthinking, which is take life one sandwich at a time. And it sounds silly, but it's super applicable. So for my job, I'm a line cook, and one of the stations that I work is sandwich or burgers. When I'm getting 4 to 5 burgers at once, it's not too bad. It's just my job. That's how it is. When you have life and you have some stressors, say you got kids, you have maybe like a health issue or something like that, you have your job, you have your relationship to balance. That's just life. Life is what it is. At some point, you're going to have some kind of stressors, right? Well, when it's Friday night and it gets insanely busy for me, it can be very stressful. When I have 17 burgers on my screen and 8 more pop up all at once, all I'm thinking about is, oh my God, how am I going to get those 8 burgers done in a timely manner? Like, I already have 17 on my screen. How am I going to do that? And what happens when you're an overthinker is when you get a whole laundry basket full of issues all at once, or things to deal with, fires to put out, it can become insanely difficult to process that. And what you tend to do when you're an overthinker is you try to process everything at once. You try to fix all of it at once. And in reality, what you're doing is you're just standing there. You're not actually doing anything. You're not fixing anything. You're not solving problems. You are just standing still. And in your brain, that can be the way of trying to figure it all out, but in reality, your brain's just finding a way to not do anything. Your brain's finding a way to not deal with the stress because it is stressful, but that's just life. There's going to be those big rushes of a lot going on at once. Sometimes it's going to be slow. But when life gives you a lot at once, you don't really have a choice other than to deal with it. So you just got to take a deep breath and take life one sandwich at a time. And rather than focusing on how much it sucks that everything is going on in your life right now and how stressful it is and how difficult it's going to be to deal with, just take a deep breath and just start moving. You standing there and thinking about how stressful it is not going to make everything better. At times, there is going to be a good time to stand still and take a deep breath once it's all over with, or when you have an appropriate time. But when you need to act, the best thing to do is just start moving your feet. I promise you, once you start taking life one sandwich at a time, it will make it that much easier to manage. Because rather than putting the entire stress load of everything all on your mind, all at once, you are just taking things one little bit at a time, and it makes it so much more manageable.